Urban Therapy with Sun Show, y'all. Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody. And we gonna rock this thing. Like I told you before, we gonna kick down the door and give you more. The scores just rising to the top. Well, we do this thing, holidays or not, and I am here, and so are you. So since we both here, let's do what we gonna do. If I look a little different today, it's because I'm using a different camera. I wanted to see if actually I have a couple of things I want to see. First of all, I get into crazy thinking sometimes, like maybe the phone that I'm using or the camera that I'm using affects the algorithm. I get into thinking things like that, and I don't want to fall into any kind of negative thinking like that, but I can't help it. Plus, with this camera, it's a little like the angle is a little bit different. I don't know, the clarity is a little bit different. So we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if everything is okay. You're gonna see how we do and how we play. Hey, good to see y'all, man. What's going on? Stacy White is all up in the house. Carol Chamberlain, me favorita, Care Bear. Thanks for coming through here. I see you already hit the like button. Hit the like button, share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Today, when it's Resurrection Sunday, we are talking about when you're in love with a follower. When you're in love with a follower, man, have you ever been in love with a follower? You know, somebody that you really, really dig, that you really, really vibe with, that you really, really kick it with, but they got a little problem making decisions on their own, doing what everybody else does, somewhat being a copycat. And you might be thinking like, this person has so many redeeming qualities that I could almost look the other way when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yo, this following that they be doing is leaving my life in ruins. I want to look into them different, but I can't do it. Yo, they seem like a nut. And I ain't really feeling none of that crap. Yo, but what we gonna do? Because this is where we at. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. When you're in love with a follower, have you ever done it? Have you ever had serious, deep affections for somebody who was a straight follower? Like, oh, this man has been following behind his boys his whole life. They do something, he does something. They get a new car, he wants to get a new car. They get into a relationship, he got me. They go out and buy a house, start a family, have kids. What a coincidence. He wants to do the same thing. Now, at first, it might have seemed innocent. I'm speaking for you ladies right now. It might have seemed innocent in the beginning because he may have been following behind people who were really positive, doing good things. You know, his friends go out and get better jobs, positions, and hustle. He goes out and do the same thing. You know, people of like minds on the same page, doing a lot of good things out here. It was all good then. It is all good when that's the situation. What happens when the situation changes and this cat is following behind his friends, doing all kinds of negative stuff or things that are just unnecessary, things that just won't define his individual character. And maybe you were looking for an individual. Maybe you were looking for a leader. Maybe you were looking for somebody who can influence you. Instead, they're going behind somebody who influences them. And that might have been okay if they were influenced by people who were actually striving to be more independent or following something that is beneficial to more people than not. Because you see, this boy ain't nothing but a copycat. He ain't nothing but a copycat. He could be running behind his friends, his boys. He could be running behind his brothers, his family. You know, we've probably all been involved or dealing with somebody, dating somebody who didn't seem to be able to make their own decisions very well. It starts out off kind of innocent. You might not even notice it. They may come to you and tell you what other people are doing, or they might ask what you think about such and such. You didn't know that they have already made the decision to follow behind those kind of cats. You didn't know. And I'm speaking for women that are dealing with men who are supposed to be leaders and when they aren't leaders. But I'm going want to get into this whole thing about how men feel about women who follow behind their girlfriends, their sisters, and everybody out there that they don't know. I'll give y'all a little sprinkle. Let me sprinkle a little something, you know what I mean? Put the cinnamon on top. You know when you put cinnamon on top of something sweet, that shit has that little kick. It makes it taste good. But yeah, when a man is dealing with a woman who's following behind people that she don't even know. Yeah, people on the internet, people in the celebrity world. She got a whole. This chick is out here trying to look and act like Beyonce. Like, how much money is this putting in our pocket? Well, a lot of men have to deal with that shit. These celebrities change their hair. Your girl changed her hair. She might not even say it, but you know it. You see it. You know who she's following. You know who she's influenced by. You know who she admires. I'm like, huh. Yeah. So it goes both ways. And we're gonna have to bring some family into the fold, because many of us have probably dealt with children, had children who were following behind their peers. Peer pressure. Some of them grow out of it. Some of them never grow out of it. Some of them, you got to deal with the fact that you got to be running behind your kids all the time, because if their friends come up with some kind of stupid scheme or some dumbass idea, you know your child will run with it. You ask them, like, what the hell was you thinking? Well, I ain't really mean to get into this. I mean, but my friend Daryl, I didn't know they was going blah, 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 blah. Like, I thought we had this talk back when you was like 13. Like, if your friends jumped off of a bridge, would you jump off the bridge? No. Nigga, we saw you bungee jumping off the bridge. That was different. We considered that to be bungee jumping, not just jumping off the bridge. Nobody got hurt. Let's get into it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is a Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look at our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar, with the and if you can't say Omar with the but then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, so let's Urban Therapy with Sun show. Let's Urban Therapy with Sun show. We gonna confess, we gonna talk to each other and act like brothers and sisters. Don't miss a second of the convo, because we gonna move into this thing just like a condo. What's going on, y'all? Naturalista Rap is all up in the house. What's going on? My good to see me some you. Salute. And Asby Yasmin. Yo, I don't even know what I'm laughing at. It's all good though. It's all good. Gregory Stevens. Yo! Gregory Stevens says, happy transgender day. Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about I just found out about this bullshit. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Yeah. So the 31st of every March, there is going to be National Trans, not LGBTQ, not gay, strictly transgender. Like, what we doing? This is what we doing. And then, they say the Christians is mad today because it's Easter. Easter won't fall on March 31st again for the next 20 years. So, yeah, that's what we doing. Yes. That's what we doing. And by we, I mean y'all, or them, or they, or a different us. That ain't what we doing. But we in this world. We in this world. So anybody who thought Gregory was trying to be funny, no, he wasn't. This is a real thing. Matter of fact, let me Google this bullshit. Let me Google this bullshit before we get into what we gonna get into. And what we gonna get into is talking about when you're in love with a follower. You in love with a follower? National Transgender Day. What we got? A proclamation on Transgender Day of Visibility 2024. International Transgender Day of Visibility is an annual event occurring every March 31st since 2009. Since 2009, really? Okay. Dedicated to celebrating transgender people and raising awareness of discrimination faced by transgender people worldwide, as well as a celebration of their contributions to society. When are we going to have National Pro Athletes Day? No, I'm not asking that because I think we need it. But fuck it. Since everybody is getting a day and pro athletes contribute to the community, they are required by their contract to do community service. You know, so they be doing things for the kids and helping out kids, seniors, handicapped, special needs. When is National Professional Athlete Day? Fuck it. Yeah, because if you trying to convince me that transgenders are doing things for the community, and we haven't defined what community we're talking about, but we know that these pro athletes, or if you didn't know, I'm going to educate you right now. With pro athletes, they are required by their contract to serve the community as a whole. Not any particular race, sexual orientation, ethnic background, or culture. How about transgender? The community that they serve. What community do you think that might be? Are they going around to all the schools saying, you know what, let's go? So we're talking about being in love with a follower. What y'all know about being in love with a follower? What you know? Stacey White, thanks for the peace and the blessings. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I expected some of y'all to be at church right now. Y'all ain't go to church. Y'all ain't go to church. You find out y'all watch church at home. Y'all watch church at home. Like it be too crowded on Easter, man. I ain't going to church. I ain't going to church. But yeah, when you're in love with a follower. So, what y'all know about it? Being in love with a follower. You know, most women will tell you that they want to be involved with a man who's a leader, somebody who can set a good example for your children that you already have or children that you may make together. I mean, doesn't sound like a very grandiose request to me. It sounds like something that a man should do. Lead his woman, lead his family, be a leader in his community. Now, when we start talking about what a leader is, I think all people display some type of leadership qualities because a lot of times the leadership that you display comes from your ability to do something well. So if I'm a great saxophonist, it's probably a good idea for me to lead the saxophone, I don't want to say ensemble. I want to say the, you know, when you put a band together. Come on, man. All my instrumentalists, all my my instrument players, musicians, all my musicians out there. You know, when you have the section of the horns. Okay, I'll just say section. If I'm the best saxophonist, then it's probably a good idea for me to lead the rest of the saxophonists in our troupe, in our band. Like, I'm good with this. So let me show y'all how to do this. You know, I'll lead off and y'all follow behind me. So yeah. So we can develop leaders at the smallest level, sometimes based on talent, sometimes based on desire. Some people want to be leaders. Some people don't want to be. I've known people who had a lot of leadership qualities, but they didn't want the responsibility of being leaders. They didn't want that. And that's okay. You can still be a leader without being outspoken, without being in the forefront. Sort of like, remember the group Cool in the Gang? Remember how you probably thought JT, the lead singer, was cool, and he wasn't? Cool was a bass player. He was in the background, but it was his band. He put it together. So it was called Cool in the Gang. Because it's too late, too late, too late, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. FP says saxophone mafia. The native man says, why is dude beard always shaped up? I'm jealous as hell. No, I just shaped it up today. I did. I shape it up every other day. Every other day. I have to. I don't know, man. Other people with beards, I guess maybe they can let their shit go for a while. My shit get the itching. Like, you can see my line. Like, if I start, like, really, I wish my shit would, I'd be trying to get it to grow all the way out here and have the thick joint, but my hair don't act right. Same thing with this side. This side actually acts better than this side, but I have to keep it down here because this is the only way I can keep it sharp. So that's why. Yeah, about maybe an hour and a half ago, I just shaped my shit up. So that's why I look sharp. Yesterday, I might not have looked as sharp. Like, still sharp because it's only a day, but yeah. Yeah, I ain't that fly, dog. I ain't that fly. FP says, I hate having a beard. It's annoying as hell and makes me look old as fuck. Well, I don't know. I don't think that having a beard necessarily makes you look old. Just like I don't think that some people who are clean shaven look young. Like, some people who are clean shaven, I be thinking, like, you need some hair on your face, dude. Because everybody who's clean shaven is not clean shaven, if you understand what I mean. Like, you can still, like, they have a problem with stubble or the craters in their face if they smoke cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like, you know who comes to my mind? And I was just saying, this dude needs some hair on his face. All right, he ran for the Senate. He ran for the Senate in South Carolina. He lost to Lindsey Graham. His name is Jamie. Jamie. What is he? What's his role now? Jamie. Hold on, South Carolina. Oh, okay. I know why this shit is going so slow. Okay. All right. Jamie Harrison. Jamie Harrison. Now, all right, I'm going to show y'all a picture of Jamie Harrison. Hold on. Can I expand this picture? Come on, make it a little bigger. Like, this boy needs some hair on his face. Like, everybody ain't meant to be clean shaven, dog. Now, does he look younger to you just because he doesn't have hair on his face? Because I don't think so. He looks like, yo, give it up. Grow that hair. You need some hair on your face. It looks like you already got hair on your face and you just shaved today. Care Bear said, no, he looks older. That's what I'm saying. So, hair on your face, the beard works for some people, it doesn't work for others. I think about cutting my shit back off all the time because when I'm clean shaving, my shit clean. Like Jamie Harrison might need to drink some more water. He might need to drink more liquids. Solo said Democratic Party. Oh hell no. Ain't nothing wrong with the Democratic Party. And ain't nothing right with the Republican Party. Man, don't get caught up in that bullshit. The Republicans keep trying to convince you that we just had this conversation yesterday. We did. We just had this conversation yesterday. Like the Republicans keep trying to convince you that shit was so much better when they were in power. When? Name something that they did that benefited you as an individual. Because they could talk about the economy and all of that, and Donald Trump will try to convince you that he had the best economy since Abraham Lincoln or whatever that bullshit he be talking about. I'm like, oh, you inherited a good economy, you dickhead. What are you talking about? You didn't build shit. He was a one-term president. What did you do? And when the last Republican presidents that we had were Trump, George W. Bush, and George H.W. Bush. Tell me what they did during their administrations that you remember that was so great. And you won't be a while because they ain't do shit. Republicans are for the people. And it was better. Prices, no wars, how did we end up in Afghanistan and Iraq? Who was the president when no wars? Yeah. Okay. So no wars? How did we get in Afghanistan and Iraq? Who's the president at the time? Okay. How did we get in the first Iraq war? Operation Desert Storm. How did we get there? Who was the president that got us in Desert Storm? Who was the president who got us in Beirut? Oh, you got to have some years on you. That was Reagan. What are you talking about? Like, we talking about being in love with a follower. See, when you listen to that bullshit, when you listen to Fox News instead of researching your own shit, when you watch TV instead of reading, when you go to the internet and you look at titles instead of reading the actual article, clicking on the shit, yeah, that's how we get here. You said the shit didn't fall through the roof when Trump was in office. All I'm gonna say, yeah. Oh, really? So when Trump was in office, we didn't have mad race wars. That shit that went down in Virginia. He don't deserve no credit for that. But you want to put mass murders. You want to put what do you call them? Mass shootings. You want to put that on all the Democrats, right? It wasn't none of that shit going on when Trump was in office, huh? No mass shootings. So you can just ignore January 6th when Trump was in office. You can just ignore that shit. Lying, saying that the election was stolen. You can just ignore that shit. Fox News had to pay all of that money for lying about the election. That's why they cut his ass off every time he started talking that bullshit about the election being stolen, because they was lying and they was wrong and they couldn't prove it, and neither can he, because it was a lie. But you know, Trumpers believe anything that Trump say. I call Trump the Tupac president, you know, because Tupac was very vocal, talking shit all the time, and people who Tupac fans hung on every word that he said. Tupac, people like Tupac, people like Kanye West, people like Trump. It's a Gemini thing. Them Geminis be having you thinking, they be having y'all motherfuckers gas, man. They full of shit. Not all Geminis, but those three are. And they were. Trump. I wish, I just hope to one day have the kind of support that Donald Trump would have. For me to just throw shit out there. I want to be able to come on this show, sit in front of this camera and tell y'all, listen, I'm the richest man out here. And listen, I do more for the community than Martin Luther King. And I want y'all to be like, yup, that's true. Yo, man, son be doing it. Yo, man, he out there in these streets. He is taking care of everything. That's what he do. That's what Trump do. Y'all be going for it. I want to be able to do that shit. I got more done in one administration than any other president before me since Abraham Lincoln. Y'all be like, yes, he did. Yes, he did. What is stopping me from being the next MLK? Being the best son 752 Omar McIntyre? That's what's stopping me. I don't want to be MLK. I want to be me. I want to be me. I want to be the best me that you ever saw. I want to be me. I want to over me. But listen, but enough of all of that. We were supposed to be talking about being in love with a follower. But Trump is a very good example of people following blindly. I don't know. He's extremely charismatic. He's extremely charismatic. I don't know what he says that makes y'all really, really believe that shit. And anybody who was in front of the camera as much as he did can't be doing any work. You know, how many of y'all fuck with y'all phone when y'all at work? How many? Probably 95% of y'all. And you know, when you are at work and you texting on your phone, or you online and you're posting or responding to posts, you don't get no work done. You don't. So how do y'all figure the president of the United States, who probably has more appointments to make and more paperwork to deal with than any of us could ever imagine in our lives, how do you figure he's getting that done and he's in front of a camera every fucking day? Starting the day off with tweets to set the news cycle of the day every day. How do y'all figure he was getting so much work done? Do y'all think he's Superman? Y'all think that he has 48 hours in his 24 hours a day? Like, this ain't hard. This ain't hard. This is not hard. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't understand this shit. Aaliyah Gomez, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. So, how many of y'all have ever... Look, I got y'all talking... I got y'all talking about... Nobody want to talk about this motherfucker. I want to talk about that MAGA bullshit. But imagine if you saw the bullshit and the lies with somebody like Donald Trump, and you are in love with somebody who hangs on his every word. You are in love with somebody who wearing a MAGA hat, MAGA shirt, and drop $400 on MAGA sneakers. Imagine. Can you imagine that? Like, you see so many other redeeming qualities in the person that you love. Like, yo, they're a great father, they're a great lover, they're a great friend, they're a great brother, they're a great sister, they're a great son, daughter, niece, nephew, pillar in the community. But they believe in this bullshit because it's cult-like behavior. And let's say they did believe in a cult. You know, we have to have leaders and we have to have followers, but you have to be an informed follower. Like, if you're going to follow, every follower should have some leadership qualities with themselves also. Like, just because you hear logic and you follow behind logic, that doesn't make you a follower in a bad way. It makes you actually smart. That's what intelligence does. If I'm talking things to you that make sense to you, things that you can actually prove, why wouldn't you follow that? Unless you just a hater and you're like, man, I ain't doing nothing that motherfucker say. You know what I mean? I ain't doing it because he said it. So I don't rock with nobody like him. Other than that, you could be dealing with, look, 900 people, almost 1,000 people drank cyanide-laced Kool-Aid for Jim Jones down in Guyana. Following. Some of them got away. But many of them willingly drunk that cyanide because their leader told them in one day. Like, nothing led up to this. He wasn't like, yo, sometime this month, I'm thinking about ending all of this because we've done all our work. We've done all of our work in this world. It's time for us to leave. In the Christian faith, that they condemn suicide. They condemn suicide. But for him, all of those followers, even though many of them were at gunpoint, they wouldn't have done that shit themselves. They would have woke up like, well, I ain't killing myself. Jesus wouldn't kill himself. He was crucified. Yeah. When you're dealing with somebody who is influenced by charismatic people, by people who have that gift of gab, come on, man. You, at some point, you have to start dissecting what people say and looking at the person who's saying it. What the old heads say, consider the source. Like, you can't believe everything that comes from everybody because everybody might not be decent. I saw, it's Easter, right? Whether you're a Christian, Muslim, a Jew, Hebrew Israelite, it doesn't really matter. This holiday is one that has existed for a long time, and those who participate in it. But I saw this post today. I was on social media. I saw this post today, and it said, you know why I don't go to church? I don't go to church because I know a lot of demons or devils or some shit like that go there every Sunday. And I'm thinking, like, now, I don't go to church, but I understand why people who go to church go to church. You're looking for your own salvation. So you mean to tell me that your expectations are that everybody who goes to church should be in line with each other? They should be aligned in their salvation and in their spirituality and their belief systems and in their actions? Well, show me a place where that happens on any level. Show me a place where you're not going to find anybody that you disagree with. Show me a place where everybody is saying exactly what you want them to say. And I responded to the post. You know what I said on the post? And they're probably going to look at me like I'm a smart ass. I said, I know a lot of I know a lot of bad people who go to the grocery store, but I still go there to get food for my family. They're going to be bad people wherever I go, not just at church, at work. I don't like everybody at my job. I don't like everybody in my stores. I don't like everybody on my block. Shit, I've been in houses where I ain't like everybody in the house, but I go there to get what I came to get. So when we start talking about being a leader and a follower, or when we start talking about being in love with a follower, see, a follower wouldn't be able to understand that everybody, that things don't always go their way, and they have to decide for themselves what's best for themselves. But I know that it's got to be hard for a woman's panties to get wet when she dealing with a dude that is unreliable because of his friends, because of his family, because of outside influences. Like this motherfucker can't make a sound decision. He can't make well-informed decisions outside of what people are, what everybody else is doing. Yo, it's Easter, right? I got on my brand new Easter sneaks. You see these shits is white, man. I got my Easter sneaks. Brand new. Y'all know I got a lot of pairs of these shits, right? I'm gonna buy 3 more because I like them when they look crisp. I got my new Easter sneaks. All of y'all should go out and buy them. Get these, these Reebok classics. All of y'all should go out and get a pair of white ones. Only white or black. Don't look into no other colors. What up, Michael Burrows? Thanks for coming through. But yeah, like some people can't dress for them. They can't dress for themselves. I know. Listen, man. I've been in situations. I've been in cliques where they all follow behind each other. Luckily, they were upwardly mobile and trying to do things. But I remember being in a situation with my man Steve. May he rest in peace. This was my brother. He was the flyest one out of all of us. Always in competition with us. If one of us went and bought a house, he went and bought a better house. And I'm not bullshitting. If we went and bought a car, if you bought, let's say, a late model, okay. In 1998, I bought a Dodge Ram 1500. Steve went out and bought a brand new Lincoln Navigator. He was not going to let me win. He wasn't going to let me win. I wasn't mad at him, but at the same time, I was like, you got too much going on. You got too much going on to be doing type shit like that. For him, it was friendly competition, but in my mind, that was follow type of mentality. Like, I don't set the precedent for whatever you're going to do. So if I can go out and make you spend $50,000, because that's how much it was. This is 1998. So I can make you go out and spend that kind of money? Let me see. Michael Burrow says, I'm starting my new job tomorrow. I'm nervous. Man, just do it. Listen, here's my advice, because I've changed jobs a lot of times since 2017. When you go on a new job, those are brand new opportunities. But don't go on the job expecting more from yourself than they are asking from you. Ask to be trained. Ask to be shown around. Ask to learn the culture of the job. Ask questions. Go in there soaking things up. And you know what I'm going to tell you to do that? You do that because then people shy away from thinking that you're supposed to know everything, and they shy away from labeling you as a know-it-all or being arrogant or being stubborn. When you ask people what they think or what they know or what they can do or how you can improve, then they have to actually think about the answers that they give you. So they bear a little bit of responsibility in the way that you're going to conduct themselves. And it helps you to build a bridge of trust between the two of you. And it just helps you to bond a little bit. So yeah, have confidence in your abilities. They hired you because you were qualified for the job. Just go ahead and do the job, but ask questions about, so how is it here? And what can I do? What can I do to make a good contribution around here? Like, what do I need to do? Trust me, you're going to get answers. You might get answers like, all you got to do to fit in around here, or to get the boss on your side, is this, that, and the third. I've been told things like, man, you know what? You an Eagles fan? He's an Eagles fan. Ask him, start a conversation about the Eagles. And trust me, he's going to tell you everything that you need to know. You're going to be his buddy. Simple things. And don't make it hard for yourself. You work in men's fashion? Well, whatever you do. All right. He says white or black shoes are a classic. You can match them with anything. Men's shoes and socks. I'm doing. Okay. Victor Ariola, watching from Moreno Valley, California. That's what's up, man. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. What's going on, my brother? Well, hopefully the little advice that I gave you, you can use, Michael. It's a new job. It'll start to work itself out. And so Joe says, I'm going to buy a Tesla. I just can't drive it in the wintertime. I used to like a Tesla. Because I think I liked the first Teslas that came out, they was fly. Then you got some ugly ass Teslas coming out, man. I'm like, that don't even deserve to be a Tesla. What is that bullshit? Looking like an economy car. What is that? A Honda Civic Tesla? What is that? A Toyota Tercel Tesla? Like, listen, Teslas cost too much money to look like a regular vehicle out there in these streets. Am I lying? What's the cheapest you can buy a Tesla? How much does the cheapest Tesla cost?
According to Solar Reviews, the 2023 Tesla Model 3 is the cheapest Tesla car currently offered. The base rear-wheel drive trim has an official starting price of $40,240. The Model 3 long range is a tad more expensive at $47,240.
So, you can get the base model of the cheapest Tesla for $40,000. $40,000? Maybe you think like in this economy that's not that bad, but $40,000 is a hell of a car note. What do you think the car note let's break it down. Let's break it down. That's what we're gonna do. We'll break it down. Where's my calculator? Where's my calculator? I'll go to the iPhone. They always have the calculator right there. It's the only thing an iPhone is good for. There's the calculator. All right. Let's see. Without any money down, 40,000 broken down into 60 months. All right. So 40,000 divided by 60 months. $666 a month. That's your car note on a Tesla. $40,000. That's the base model. That's the cheapest model of Tesla you can get. 660. What is it? And that's 60. That's 60 months. A lot of time you can get it cheaper because nowadays they don't even want to give you 60 months. They want to give you 72 months, 84 months. So I'll do it. 40,000 divided by 72 months. 555. So that's your car note. Now, we haven't added taxes or anything in there, taxes and fees and all. We haven't added that. So, you're going to be, that's a hellified car note. That is. That's a good little car note right there. Am I Catholic? Hell no. Hell no. Dipples D's, what's going on? Alright, man. Y'all talking good. Bay Breeder, Bay Area, plus interest, right? Yeah, so I did it with no money down. Like straight, that's the straight price. No, no interest, no APR, 0% interest. You know what your credit gotta be like for you to walk out of there. With 0% interest. Your shit better be in the 8s. And the 7s, you good. But I don't know. They gotta have a special going on. But anyway. Yeah. So, your friends go out and you might be involved with somebody who friends go out and buy a car. Now they want to get a car. Back in the 70s, I remember adults watching adults follow behind each other. Oh, such and such got a pool table in their basement. What did the rest of their friends do? They got a pool table in their basement. Do you even play pool? No, but we can learn. Everybody got a pool table in their basement? Shit was happening. Adults follow behind each other a lot. Adult peer pressure. But what happens when you're in love with somebody? Like, are you able to be in love with somebody who follows behind somebody else? You need them to keep their head on straight for you and your situation. But whenever they go out with their peoples, they might get into some shit. It could be crime. If you've ever dealt with a jailbird, or fellas, if you've ever dealt with a girl who was a little bit loose, like you couldn't trust her to go out with her girlfriends because she might, she'll meet a dude, fuck a dude. Yeah, you can easily say, well, if that's the way she is, then you should never be involved with her in the first place. But that might have been the way that you got with her. But plenty of women have been dealing with a man who they had to worry about extra when he went out with his friends because he might have been friends with thugs. And so him coming home safe every night wasn't a guarantee. She might have to go post bail. She might have to go to the hospital. She might have to contemplate going to go identify the body. She might have to think hard about her children not having a father. Because he was not one who thought for himself. He thought in the wind that his friends blew. MP says, I've never met a Protestant. What do you mean you've never? They're way more Protestant than Catholics. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Protestants and Catholics read from the same Bible, right? You say you're Orthodox from East Europe? How Orthodox are you? And what part of East Europe are you from? Hmm. Hmm. What part of East Europe? But yeah, being in love, when you're in love with a follower, somebody who can't think for themselves, you know. Fellas, are you from Romania? Okay. So if you're from Romania, you could have messed around and been a Muslim also. Plenty of Muslims in Romania. Definitely Catholics in Romania. You know, you could have been a gypsy. Shout out to Romania. Shout out to Transylvania. Shout out to Dracula. No, real shit. Welcome to the show. It ain't where you're from, is where you're at. Since you came here, you got to show improved to do that dance and show you don't move. Because all you need is style, self-esteem, and release. The rest is up to you. Because Rock Kim say peace. Let's see. My YouTube algorithm is crazy with these lives. Just saw a live with a trans, then a fury, then a furry. Now this. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I guess we all here at the same time. But yeah, what would you do? What would you do if you were in love with a follower? How would you handle the situation? You know, how do you handle a situation where outside influences have greater influence over your lover, your spouse, your man, your woman than you do? What would you do? Same thing with your kids. How do you reel them in? How do you and hopefully you are a good influence on your partner, because it's not always that way. It's not always that way. You know, we have to take the yin and the yang. Let's see. A furry is someone who likes to dress up as a cartoon animal. Oh, is that what it is? Oh. What the hell? Okay. You learn something every day. I'm good. I would never dress up like a woman in any capacity either. Like, not as an actor, not as nothing. I'm not doing it. Care Bear says, I wouldn't be in love with a follower. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And let me ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. Would you consider somebody who is a cheater to be a follower? Because many men and women have had to deal with somebody who was cheating on them and was heavily influenced by the person that they were cheating with. So let's say if you're a woman, you're dealing with a man who's cheating on you with another woman, and that woman has a hold on your man. So unbeknownst to you, he may be coming back to you telling you shit that his other woman has been telling him, bringing home expectations for you that his other woman is fulfilling for him. So we're gonna open this thing up. We ain't, y'all know how I do. We're not just gonna keep it one way. We're gonna find out what we talking about here. And what we talking about is what we're gonna be talking about. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Fellas, have you ever dealt with a man? Pause, as they say. Fellas, have you ever dealt with a woman who comes back and tells you everything that her brothers say, maybe her father, maybe her male cousins, maybe her homeboys that she grew up with, classmates from back in the day, always telling you what other people think that you should be doing in their relationship? Have you ever had a woman like that? I have. Not for long. Not for long. I'll send you on your way quick. You want to get rid of me? All you got to do is come back telling me what Dave, Bob, Randy, Jack, Herb, Harry, Steve, Joe, and Jason said. Well, Jason said that you should be doing this and that. Oh, yeah? I'm going to tell you something. You need to be with Jason. So tell Jason I said congratulations. Because he got you. I'm through. The fuck out of here. Don't come around me telling me what no man said about our situation. Because first of all, it sounds to me like you may have shared too much with them. I could see if I was putting you in danger. If I'm putting you in a dangerous situation, you have the right to express to any other man, woman, or child what's going on with you, because you never know. I may be putting you in danger in a way that puts your life in jeopardy. But if I'm not trying to hurt you, we're not on the same page. Because you can best believe I'm not going to the next woman and discussing nothing about what's going on with me and you. I don't know what kind of man. Well, I like to say I don't know what kind of man does that, but I do know what kind of man does it, because I've heard niggas do it. Heard him do it. Seen him do it. FP says, I knew a girl like that. She was very annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Ansel says, how long do you have to be a good follower to be a good leader? You might be both at the same time. I consider myself to be a leader and a follower. When somebody is talking that good shit or showing me some real beneficial shit, yeah, I'm following that shit with the quickness. It doesn't mean, but see, I don't follow blindly. I'm still going to question things. I'm still going to investigate things. I'm still going to make sure that the way that I started following is the way I should keep on following. Because I believe in a lot of things, but human nature is something that I don't place unnecessary expectations or belief systems in. I know that a man or a woman, or should I say, that I know what man will do when they have opportunity and desire. Just like I know if I leave a hungry dog in a room alone with a steak, I don't give a shit how I've trained him. He's going to eat that goddamn steak. Why shouldn't he? And why wouldn't he? And he'll suffer the consequences. He was hungry. I shouldn't have put him in that position. So you think that somebody that I may be supporting, giving love and financial support to, you think there won't be any point where they get out of hand with it? Okay. The money in the pussy, baby. The money in the pussy. That's how you find out where a man is. That's how you find out who a man is. Leave him alone with enough money and enough pussy and see what he does. So if you expecting this man to act like a priest, then you gonna find out that he likes little boys. I'm just, Lord forgive me for that. I don't mean to be disrespectful. When the podcast guy blew up his spot was hilarious. I'm behind on that one. Okay, FP says, not my girlfriend, but she was in my friend group. She was always a buzzkill. I hear you. FP also. Narcissic, good question. It's been suggested to seek those who are going in the direction one wants to go. Okay, FP says, I hate people who want to always be led. I understand you should listen to people who know more than you, but it doesn't mean that you have to glaze. That's true. I agree with that too. You know about A-dubs? No, I don't. Okay, but it says she was on the line. Hitler FP, thanks for coming through. Oh, Derek Jackson. Yeah. Yeah, he was full of shit. I knew he was full of shit years ago. Before his shit got blown up. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. Any man that runs around here telling other men what they should be doing and how they should be conducting themselves with women, I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, son. Okay, son. Okay. I knew his time was coming. I knew that the dominoes was gonna fall in the negative way for him. His wife still rode out for him more than I think other women would have. Yeah, Derek Jax, he did all right. D Jax, he came out all right, considering he did. He came out all right, but he was full of shit, and people were so disappointed. Like, I can't believe Derek Jackson did this. I can't. Fuck out of here. He was fronting. Like I said, you leave him alone with the money and the pussy, and you see what happens. You see what happens. Matter of fact, don't leave him alone with the money and the pussy. Just leave him alone with the money. He gonna buy some pussy. Watch. Watch. He says he is a guy who constantly gets led around by his bitch wife. He follows blindly. Even his reputation gets dragged through the mud. Oh, wow. You say he was pretty famous. Now people hate people dislike him. Okay. Anybody can fall from grace. Anybody can fall from grace. But yeah, when you in love with a follower, and you may really be in love with them, like, yo, they have everything that they need in order to be great, but they want to follow people around who are mediocre, who are middle of the road, who are mid-range, who are average. You have to understand that the person that you're in love with, who is a follower, has that mid-range mentality. They don't believe that they should be great. They don't believe that they should be leading greatness. They believe that they should hang out in the hood. We was talking about Tupac earlier. Remember we was talking about Tupac earlier? I remember Tupac. The biggest reasons that Tupac is not, I'm not going to say not here today, because I believe that he would have did something stupid even if he didn't do anything stupid that night that he got killed. And may he rest in peace. This man was a movie star, a rap god, and a pop culture icon. What did he want to do? He wanted to be a blood. He wanted to be in the blood gang. He wanted to be, like Bloods and Crips. He wanted to wear red like I'm wearing. Now, I'm not in a gang, and I would never be in one. But that's what he wanted to do. Like, so all of these, everybody else who joined the gang, they grew up without fathers. They grew up without guidance. They grew up without education. They grew up without a chance to make it. And so the gang was their family because they didn't have any other way out. That's not you. You were raised as a Black Panther. You were raised through cultural leadership and activism. That's what you were raised in. And you were super intelligent. And you were a talented rapper and actor. But you want to hang around with cats getting into fights, even starting the fights. So that's where you wanted to lead, and that's who you wanted to follow. That's why I say, even if it didn't happen that night, he was going to make it happen through something else dumb. that he was going to do later on, because he was 25 years old. And I don't know what y'all think about being 25 years old, but when he was 25 years old, I was 26 years old. I'm only a year older than Tupac. So I definitely considered myself to be a man. Shoot. And I was an older man at the time in my mind, because I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm headed towards 30. And you know, when you were in your 20s, you think, 30s, I'm getting old now. You know what I mean? I got to start a family. I got to do some things for myself. I got to build a fortune. I can't be out here, scrambling and doing dumb shit and even dressing like young boys. I can't do that. That's what you're thinking at that age. Evidently, that's not what he was thinking. He joined the gang while he was in his 20s and wasn't even in the gang. They just let him hang out. Y'all, the names that y'all be coming up with this shit. On Blog Talk, there's a guy named Tossy My Salad. Tossy McSalad says it's Easter. Yes, it is. Thanks for coming through, Tossy McSalad. Tossy McSalad. Okay. FP says Tupac was so popular, people in my country wear shirts with him. Yep. Same thing as here. Nora says, I thought of Rockwell, somebody's watching me. I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Oh, hell, I pay the price. Tossy McSalad says, can a white person listen? Well, why? What? Was there a sign on the show that says only black people can listen? I don't know. Tell you what, you just go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Sure. Black, white, Hispanic, European, Asian, African, North Pole, South Pole, Greenland, Iceland, polar caps, iceberg, South center of the earth, Egyptian pyramid. I don't know. Tossy McSalad says, I didn't want to offend by being here. Shoot, I'm gonna have to warn you about being offended. Sometimes, I get a little off the chain. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Stacey White says you can fall from grace. Yes. Yes. FP says, didn't know that. Thought he was an original gangster. I'm going to tell you how much he wasn't an original gangster. Tupac is from the East Coast. He's from the East Coast. He was born in Harlem, New York. He didn't leave Harlem, New York until he was 13 years old. Then he moved to Maryland. That's where he went to high school. That's how he met Jada Pinkett. They went to a performing arts school together. That's how he know each other. After he graduated high school, and he graduated high school, he moved to the West Coast, up there in the Bay Area, Oakland. Now, so he's 17, 18 years old by the time he gets to California. He died at age 25. But before he died at age 25, he came back to New York and was living in New York. He came back to New York. If you listen to, what was it, his third album, Only God Can Judge Me Now. Not All Eyes on Me was his most popular album. But anyway, he's talking all that East Coast shit on that album. He ain't talking about no West Coast shit. So those West Coast gangsters let him get away with acting like he was from the West Coast. I will never understand that shit. He would have never been in. Can't nobody from the West Coast come to the East Coast and pretend like they was from the East Coast or they down with it. He over there talking about some West Side. West Side what? What are you talking about? You in unfamiliar territory. That's not you. I'm not going to say he's in enemy territory because East Coast don't have nothing against no West Coast. For what? Kim's Whims. What's up, Kim? Kim's Whims says, good day, go getters. His career started as a hype man. That's true. With Digital Underground. He wasn't even a rapper yet. And so it was Dunbar High School magnet program was in Baltimore and LA Cal. No, not LA. No. Bay Area. That's why it's a whole different scene from the Bay Area than LA. The LA gang culture is not the same. It ain't the same. Peace, Nars. Thanks for coming through. But yeah, so he was a follower. He was. He had everything that he needed to be a leader. And he did lead, but did he lead positively? No, he didn't. He didn't. He led like a follower would lead. All negativity. To the point where people tried to take that following or that negative label off of him. He didn't start the East Coast, West Coast beef. The media did. No. The media didn't start the East Coast, West Coast beef. He did that. Him and Suge Knight did that. Single-handedly, they did that. My man Lawrence Sakel is in the house. Give him the cowbell. My man Lawrence Sakel's in the house. Give him the cowbell. Thanks for coming through, my brother, my Mellow, my man. My Mellow. Thanks for coming on through. So yeah. So you're in love with a follower. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you in love with a dude comes back and tells you everything that his boys said or what they should do, what they think he should do. Like he a follower. He ain't a regular. He's a follower. But it happens. It happens. And like I said, it happens on the flip side too with women. With women, you know, her girlfriends get a new hairstyle. Like maybe your girl wears natural styles. You know what I mean? I don't know, dreads or afro, whatever. You know, she's natural. All of a sudden, she want to get a weave. She want to wear a wig. She want to pile on a bunch of makeup. She want fake eyelashes. She want that with that baby hair, that stupid ass looking baby hair on her forehead. Speaking of forehead, shout out to all of the chicks out here whose hairlines start in the middle of their head. Y'all used to hide it with a bang, a long ass bang. Used to cover your forehead. But shout out to all of the chicks. Edges, no edges, it don't matter. Shout out to all of y'all. Your hair start in the middle of your head. But yeah, men have to deal with women who follow behind their girlfriends all the time. That's why some men get silly with it. They be like, I don't really want you hanging around with your girlfriends because they all hoes. They all single and they trying to tell you what you should be doing. They all single and they trying to tell you what you should be doing. He might not be totally right in what in his approach. But basically what he's saying is that his woman is a follower and that shit is getting in the way. You always want to tell me what somebody else got to say about us. And you always trying to change with the tides of your friends, your family, whoever. This ain't Romeo and Juliet, it's me and you. Dipple D says, thank you, Omar. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you too, but what I do though? What I do to be appreciated? What I do? What I do? Kim Williams says, I will be glad when the baby hair trend ends. I don't know, man. That shit. I don't know, man. You know what the crazy part about the baby hair thing is? I ain't seen no babies rock baby hair. When a baby's gonna rock baby hair? That's all I want to know. Can these babies get some respect? Put some respect on the baby name. I don't see babies with baby hair, but I see grown-ups with baby hair. FP says women who are balding should shave everything off and pretend they have alopecia. Well, some do. Some actually do have alopecia. Listen, every woman wasn't meant to be bald. But I'm going to tell you this, though. If a woman does shave her head, she better look like a woman all the way. You understand what I'm saying? Because one thing that shaving your head does for a woman is you really start to see the feminine qualities in a woman that doesn't have any hair. Because certain feminine qualities of her are going to come out because you don't have the hair to concentrate on. So she has pretty eyes, full lips, high cheekbones. And I'm not saying that all of those are feminine qualities, but the real proof that she's a real woman is going to come out if she shaves her head. You know, so to each his own. To each his own. But yeah, plenty of women do suffer from alopecia, and some women just don't have hair that grows. I know I went to school with a bunch of chicks. Everybody wasn't meant for long hair. Genetically, everybody doesn't grow hair really long. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You got to work with what you're working with. And that's what being a leader is all about. Knowing who you are, what you are, and working with what you have. It ain't about following behind somebody else and trying to do what they do. You can't have what somebody else has naturally. You can't have that. You got to manufacture that. So, Bat Wayne says, please say hello. I don't know what the rest of that is, but I'll say hello. Howdy. Howdy. Y'all be trying to railroad me into saying all kinds of shit. Ain't gonna happen. But I appreciate you coming in. I do. Dimple says, my hairline just started growing back. Shoot. You got to find a way for you. You have to find a way for you to accept yourself at some point. Everybody's journey is different. But finding yourself, discovering yourself, self-discovery. Once you find out who you really are and start understanding why you think the way you think and do the things that you do, then you're finally starting to chip away at freedom. Like, oh, okay, I'm starting to find this thing. But you'll never be free always praising somebody or having an unhealthy respect for those who are being themselves while you're trying to be what they are or be who they are. You got to concentrate on yourself at some point. And that's an example that you have to set for your children. You know what I mean? You know how many children have had to watch their mothers or fathers follow behind somebody? I know they got to be looking like, well, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. How many of y'all know like a group of girls who all got pregnant around the same time? Don't lie. What is that shit? I remember it. All of y'all had babies at the same time. And no, all of y'all wasn't married. A lot of y'all wasn't even in relationships. But Shonda got pregnant in January. Next thing you know, Angie gets pregnant in March. Oh, now Lisa, she get pregnant in April, May, or some shit like that. All of them the same year. What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink. Must be spring. And don't let all with some women, don't let all of their girlfriends start getting married. Now they're about to press some dude. They're about to press some dude about marrying her. Yeah, I want to get married. I want to get married. My next boyfriend got to be my last boyfriend because I ain't here to play around anymore. I want to get married. Okay. You want to get divorced quick too. It's going to happen. So where am I from? I'm from Philly, Philadelphia, PA. But the PA don't matter. You know Philly running the state. FP said my pronouns are these nuts. Yo, son, I wish you was here. I would high five you. What high five you? Like that shit. My pronouns are these nuts. That's my word. Oh man. Okay, Stacey White says I love my edges. I do not have a receding line. That's what's up. FP says usually marriage pressure comes from family. No, sometimes. But if you know, many families have had to deal with children in the family or other family members who were more influenced by their friends and associates. I mean, it would be great if all of your friends started businesses, and so that's what you wanted to do. That's great. If all of your friends were, I don't know, helping out in the community, feeding the homeless, educating children who weren't receiving a quality education in schools. That's great. But no, a lot of times it's material things or things that have a temporary value on them. Things that aren't well thought out. I want it because I saw somebody with it. It could be shit that you never even heard of. You know how many people went out and bought red bottom shoes? Didn't even know what the hell they were. They thought they was just red bottoms. And they said, oh, these are Louis Vuittons. Oh, these are Louis Vuitton. No, that's Louis Vuitton, not Louis Vuitton. Sounds the same. Speaking of Louis Vuitton, those sneakers that Trump came out with, he's going to owe Louis Vuitton because Louis Vuitton has a patent on all shoes with a red bottom, whether they're sneakers, slippers, loafers, high heels, boots, doesn't matter. So with Trump coming out with those sneakers of his, those gold sneakers with the red bottoms, he owes money. He's not getting away with that shit. They suing. All red bottom shoes have to come from Louis Vuitton. So people who ordered them shoes, I don't know if they're going to receive them. Just a FYI, if you didn't know. Cheryl Hudson says, my brother married and his two best friends followed. His wife was expecting and his friends' wives got pregnant. He got divorced and they all got divorced. True crazy story. I believe that shit. I believe that. I've seen the same type shit happen. Everybody get married at the same time. Everybody get pregnant at the same time. Now I haven't seen divorce all at the same time. I haven't seen that. Now, the reason or excuse that I've heard some people say about getting married was like, all my friends that get married, my biological clock is ticking. Like, bitch, you already got 3 kids. What biological clock? Yeah, but I don't have no married kids. I need one married one. I'm dead serious. I've heard this kind of shit. So I got at least one more child in me before I get these tubes tied. Before I get them snipped and burnt. Everybody has something except for me. Everybody got somebody except for me. Well, what happens when you got somebody, but you don't listen to the somebody that you had? You listen to everybody else. Everybody else is who you choose to listen to. But what the guan do? We're about to get up out of here in a minute, man. We're about to get on up out of here in a minute. What up, Shirley Shore, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world? Stacey White says, I knew people that got pregnant at the same time. Yeah, it could be a coincidence, right? But when you see it happen multiple times with different clicks, it's like, I seen them get pregnant at the same time, get married at the same time, or they all bought houses at the same time.
90 seconds.
I've seen them buy similar furniture. Like, so your friends got a leather chase lounge. Now you got a leather. What they had a sale on them at Raymore and Flanagan. I seen it happen. What up, Rection?
60 seconds.
Thanks for coming through. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I swear, this show went. I had a plan for this show, and it somehow deviated. I think I wasn't a leader. I'm going to apologize to y'all. I'm going to apologize to y'all for not being an effective leader in this show. I feel like I just followed. I see something shiny. I'm going to do better next time, I swear. I swear I'm going to do better next time. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Let's do these birthdays. I swear. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 31st, last day of March, Easter Sunday, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-C. They get number 1 out the box. Buttercup Gems. That's my girl, Buttercup Muhammad. She has her like she sells a little bit of jewelry. Turning 55 years old today. And also Avis Stevens. Happy birthday to you. And Angela Davis turning 46 years old today. And Orlando Shearer turning 56 years old today. And Amina Patterson. And she's raising money for the PCOS Awareness Association. And also Melissa Alvarez Rodriguez turning 32 years old today. And Josette Sims, happy birthday to you. And Lois Wallace turning 66 years old today. And Evangelist Tega turning 47 years old today. And Sherlisa Morris turning 44 years old today. And my girl Sharon Buttercup Muhammad. There we go. And also Arthur Jaja M. Meje. Happy birthday to you. And my girl Go Getter Valerie Green. Valerie. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my girl going all the way back to the 1992. My girl Sonia Smith turning 52 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 31st, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. Oh. K-Bay says, happy birthday to my youngest child, Ndaye. Well, happy birthday to you, Ndaye. Y-A, Ndaye. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen. Being in love with a follower, look, you already fell in love with him or her. But you can always coach that out. If you're in love with a follower, then you probably have to be a better leader. I would encourage you to be the best leader that you can be. Make sure that you are leading in the right direction. Because perhaps if you can show somebody the benefits of going where you want them to go or need them to go or are going yourself, maybe they'll listen. They listen to everybody else, take them on a wing and a prayer. Believe it or not, yeah, I'm walking on air. I never thought I would feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Oh, can it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Y'all remember the song, The Greatest American Hero? All right, y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night. It's going to be like 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, but it's going on. And I'll be here with a brand new song, and we going to sing it together no matter what the weather. I be on my thing, and I make sure to teach it like the kings and queens, and I sing mine. Y'all rap y'all. Everything is going to be all right. Chill. Pause. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And we're going to holler back, man. We out. Peace, y'all. Woo!